everyone, welcome back. It is finally the end of 2016, and since we're doing kind of out with the old and with the new, today I want to talk just a little bit about some of the makeup that I loved over the past year and even longer than that, to the point of almost using it up. I love to see empties post and things that people have panned. I don't do it very often myself because I'll be the first to admit that I probably have more makeup than one person needs, and I don't finish things very often, other than like foundations, primers, and skincare. Those are pretty easy. But I do have some color products today that I'm so close to finishing up, or at least have made major progress on. So I'm going to share those with you. First off is the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Eye Primer. This is a mini of it. I think it's my second one, and I've got another one in the drawer because I keep getting backups. If you've been watching or reading the blog for a while, you know I have really oily lids, and I have a lot of trouble with eyeshadows creasing on me. And for the longest time, I raved and raved about the NARS eye primer because it, for a really long time, seriously, was the only thing that would keep my eyeshadow on all day. But the problems with that one are it's expensive, and the stupid tube with the doe foot wand, you can't get all of the product out, not even close, which I think is kind of bad packaging design, and that always really irritated me. But I randomly found this when I got some in a Smashbox set as a Christmas gift, I think, and very much to my surprise, it is almost exactly the same in performance, and it's really similar in texture too. So I have been using this every single day for probably a couple of years now, and I have no plans to stop. Another thing that kind of goes along with that is the Burberry eyeshadow in the color Stone. This is almost exactly the same color as my skin tone, so I use it to set my eye primer. Like I said, it's the Smashbox eye primer is very similar to NARS, and one of the things that's common to both of those is they do have kind of a tendency to grab shadows and make them hard to blend, at least powder ones. So I use this skin tone eyeshadow to set my eye primer, and that seems to make it actually last even longer and also makes it easy to blend the shadow over the primer. And look at the packaging. It's so beautiful. I love Burberry packaging so much. The last eye thing is the Laura Mercier, Tightline Cake Eyeliner in Black Ebony. I've seriously been using this for about 3 or 4 years, which seems kind of gross, I know, but I do sanitize it every so often. This is a neat little product. You just put a drop of water or eye drops or whatever you want to use in it, mix it up into a little paste with a flat brush, and wiggle it into the base of your lash line. It's a really simple everyday thing that I think makes a big difference in eye looks, especially for people like me that don't wear false lashes. I do that maybe once a year on New Year's or something, just because ain't nobody got time for that. And it just makes everything look a little bit darker and thicker, and gives it a little more pop, you know? I love this stuff. I've been using it for years. It's taken me forever to get through it because you only use a tiny little bit at a time. So even though most of the pan is showing, it will probably last me at least like another year or two. On to a couple of face things. One that I am pretty obsessed with is the IT Cosmetics Feel the Moment Primer Serum. Okay, I want you to listen to the whole name because it blows my mind. It is the IT Cosmetics Feel the Moment Anti-Aging Ultra Hydrating Sensory Awakening Primer Serum. I just call it Feel the Moment because that sounds kind of dumb, but it's a lot shorter and less of a tongue twister. Anyway, it's silicone based, but it also has a mixture of oils, so it's really hydrating during the winter months when the heat is going and my skin is getting all parched, because I get flaky around like my mouth. It's super gross. And this keeps my makeup from, getting powdery and coming off in patches. I see a lot of people online recommending the Hourglass number 28 serum, which I've used and also love, but it is so expensive. I think an ounce of it is $65 or something like that. This one is also an ounce, and when I bought it, it was $38. I don't think they've raised the price since then. So it is a fantastic alternative to the Hourglass number 28 serum. I'm going to be that person and say that the Armani Master Corrector is my ride or die under eye corrector. This is another thing that I've had for 2, maybe 3 years, and it's finally starting to give up the ghost. It is just a really simple pink corrector. I use it, I get really bad under eye bags, which you can kind of see in certain angles still, because of allergies and insomnia, or I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old, whatever. And this is the first and only so far thing I've found that will help conceal those and cover them up. It's a really thin texture, so it doesn't get cakey, it doesn't settle into lines. Normally I can just put it in the area that I want to conceal and just pop my foundation over. I don't even need a bunch of concealer in my under eye area. So, A+. They also have this in orange if you have kind of a bluer, shadowy area under your eyes, and I want to say they make a green one now too for concealing redness, which is awesome. The last face thing, which I've talked about a million times before, I think it probably was in 1 or 2 of my favorites videos, so you're not going to be surprised at all, is the Surratt blush in Grisaille, which I use as a contour color for everyday contouring. I'm not really big into the whole Instagram makeup, with the like triangles of concealer and the super dark contour on the cheeks and whatever. So this is just a nice light color that gives my face a little bit of shape, but it doesn't look too over the top. It's just a good kind of cool toned grayish brown color. I also really like the packaging. It's small and it's plastic, which doesn't feel quite as luxurious, but it is great for traveling. Some of my other contour powders, like the Kevyn Aucoin one in the original packaging, are really bulky, so this one is nice when I need to save on space. Now lip stuff. The Bite Beauty lip liner is one of maybe 3 that I use on a regular basis. I have it in Nutmeg, and you can see there's just a tiny little nub left there. It's really close to my natural lip color, so I can wear it with any lipstick without it really changing the color if it's a more sheer lipstick. I really like the shape of this because it's wide along one edge and thin along the other, so you can get a good clean line around the edges of your lips, but then also fill in with it pretty easily. Something that I have trouble with the typical pencil round lip liners, because you have to keep them super sharp, and that seems like it wastes a lot of product to do that. So that's really nice about this one. The texture of it is very, very soft, so if you roll it up too much, it can break. The packaging makes a point to say, only roll it up about 1 millimeter or so to avoid that. I really like this one because the texture is light and creamy. It's not really thick and drying like some pencil liners can be. The NARS ones dry my lips out really bad. So this one's super comfortable to wear. I haven't decided if I'm going to buy another one when I'm done with it, or if I'm going to try to experiment with other brands a little bit more, because, The last thing is another lip product. It is One of the very first like nice makeups that I bought for myself when I first was starting to kind of get into it. So that means it's also really old, like 3 or 4 years old. And that's the Guerlain Rouge G lipstick in the color Grenade. I love these because, you know, they have the nice heavy case, feels super luxurious. It pops open and has a little mirror inside for touch-ups. I wish that I had taken better care of mine because it's actually a little bit scratched and dinged up from being in my purse and whatnot. I wish I would have put it in a little pouch and it would have stayed pristine, but what can you do now? I have the color Grenade, which is a pink with just a little hint of a berry tone, and this is all that's left of it. It's just a tiny little nub. I love this color. I'm wearing it right now. I think it's a really beautiful color. It's got just a tiny bit of shimmer in it that isn't obvious from a distance or even up close. It's a really sophisticated shimmer. Gives it a little bit of dimension, but the best thing to me about this lipstick is how moisturizing it is. It is lightweight, a good color payoff. It's so comfortable to wear, and it does not dry my lips out at all. I have really dry lips. I struggle with keeping them exfoliated. There are a lot of lipstick formulas that show every little flake and line, and this is not one of them. It goes on and just looks, I just can't even talk about it. It's so good. I love it so much. So yeah, this one is getting really close to used up. I might repurchase this color. I almost definitely will get a different color of the same line if I don't get this one. But I'm sort of at a place now where I'm rationing this and using it mostly for special occasions because I don't want to see it go. I know there's probably that much or something ridiculous in the tube afterwards. So I'm really sad to see this one get used up, but I'm also really glad that I loved it enough to use all of it because they are on the expensive side. And if you're gonna splurge, it should be on something you love, and this definitely was it. So that's about it. You know, I've had some skincare empties here and there and maybe a couple of foundations, but I didn't save the bottles to show you, and that would make for a really boring video just sitting here listening to me without even seeing the product. So that's about it for my panned products. Feel free to leave a comment below and tell us about the things that you used up or that you're going to be focusing on trying to finish up in the new year. Also, please tell me what kind of videos you want to see next year. I'm trying to do a lot better about putting out content regularly. I know that I was a lazy piece of shit this year, and I haven't done a video in like 6 months. So yeah, I'm trying to get back in the swing of it. If there's anything particular you want to see, definitely let me know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. For those of you who are subscribed, thank you so much. You're the reason that I do this because I feel super awkward in front of a camera, honestly. But I'll take one for the team. Yeah, thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you soon. Bye.